Hey guys, it's Katya. Today I thought I would tell you some stories about my middle school because I guarantee you it was different than your experience. I went to a private Catholic middle school in Yuma, Arizona. And if that sentence isn't unique enough for you, like, I don't know what is. This middle school was run by Nazis. Like, there's no better way for me to put this. The rules there were absolutely ridiculous, and I would get in trouble for every single one of them. This is a good preface. Let me list some rules for you, followed by some stories of how I broke them. One of the rules I remember was you were not allowed to wear more than one bracelet. So do you remember that really trendy trend of wearing all those silly bands? I do too, because it got me detention. I showed up to school and I didn't even like wear all of them. I wore like 3 because I was like, let's not push the envelope, you know, like let's only wear 3 bracelets. There was this, she literally didn't have a job. Like her job was to stand in the hallway and just like give detentions for the stupidest reasons. Like that was her job. Like her job was to stand outside the boys' bathroom and like make sure like nothing funny was happening in there. Like that was her entire job. So I'm walking down the hallway and this nice lady is standing by the bathroom and she goes, Katya, you know the rules, like only 1 bracelet, like take them off or I have to give you detention. And I was like, oh yeah, like no problem. So I took 2 off. Then I walk in the classroom and I put them back on. I'm like, this rule is so stupid. Like, who's this distracting? I'm not playing with them. Like, they're on my arm and they're gonna stay on my arm. I'm sorry. So then it's time for recess and I'm walking out. She goes, Katya, what'd I tell you about the bracelets? And I'm like, oh, like I just forgot. Like, sorry. And I took 2 off again. And I get outside and I just put them back on. Like, I don't care. Then we walk back inside and she's like, you know what? This is the 3rd time I tell you, like, detention. So our detentions worked like you'd spend lunch sitting alone in this corner and like doing homework while everyone else played outside. So like, it wasn't that bad. So I really didn't care and I literally had detention like multiple times a week for this. For like wearing bracelets or some other fun rules. You weren't allowed to wear any other color sock than white, which is like, okay, whatever. But if the sock had any other color than white, like the stitching was like black, detention, like this trim. Like all you would see is this, right? Detention. And I got detention so much because I'd only had socks like that. So I'd literally get detention every day. Like she'd look at my feet and be like, what's that fake trim? Like, and I'm like, it's the sock, like it's the brand. Like they don't make all white socks in this brand from Target. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna spend money on fancy socks that don't have that trim. Detention. Like I got detention. There was this time my 2 friends really liked each other's shoes. So they switched shoes like at recess, right? Just like they're the same shoe size, they switched shoes. And the teacher noticed they switched shoes and was like, detention. And they're like, absolutely why? Like why is that a detention? We switched shoes. Like it's not like you're wearing one of each. Like they switched shoes. They're basically just wearing normal shoes. Like why is that a detention? You're fooling around. It's recess. What do you want us to do at recess? Another reason you would get detention is if you didn't do your homework. But not if you didn't do your homework. Like that's not all. If you didn't put your name on your homework, if you forgot to do 1 question of your homework, like detention. Like you could literally be doing all your homework, right? And you forget the last question. You're like, oh shoot, like I didn't see that question. Oh, okay, detention. Along with that, the rule I hated the absolute most was that if your shirt was ever caught untucked, you would get detention. And it's like the uniform for normal days was fine because it looked better tucked in. I didn't care. But you had to tuck in your gym shirt into your ugly gym shorts. And while you're doing PE, while you're doing pull-ups, while you're doing push-ups, while you're running a mile, if your shirt gets untucked, detention. Like I'm literally hanging upside down on the monkey bars, like woo, like loving life. My shirt slowly gets untucked and from like across the playground, this lovely woman, this lovely bathroom attendant looks at me and goes, detention. Make me tuck in my shirt for church. I don't care. But when I'm at recess when I'm at PE trying to like get my energy out, trying to work out, trying to be healthy. I'm not concerned about my shirt getting untucked. I'm not. Like, I'm really not. You also were not allowed to wear makeup. Not 1 ounce of makeup. Not mascara, not blush, not anything. And I'm fortunate enough to not grow up in a generation that like needs makeup when you're 4. But still, it's like when you're in 8th grade, you want to put a little mascara on. Literally, people would bring in contraband mascara to school and put it on in the bathrooms. So there was this time in my class, and there was this teacher. She was horrible. Like, we called her an ogre. Like, that's what she looked like. That's what she acted like. She was, I don't even, like, our reading teacher or whatever, and she would just make fun of every student. Like, and she thought she was funny. Like, she thought she was really funny. She's just making fun of every student. I was like, like, yeah, I like singing. Like, I want to be a singer. You really think you can be a singer? Like, stuff like that. So she held this no makeup rule to the highest, like, degree. This was the most important rule in the entire school for her. So we're just sitting in class and she goes, "Girls, I see some of you are wearing mascara." And everyone is like, "Why are you looking for that? Like, teach us. Like, teach us to read." She's like naming kids. There was this girl who like wore a lot of makeup because she didn't care because her principal was her aunt. Like, she's not gonna get in trouble. She calls this girl. She's like, "You, like, go wash all of it off. Danny, you're wearing mascara. Bubba, you're wearing mascara. Bubba, you're wearing mascara." And then she looks at me and I'm challenging her. I'm looking at her and I'm like, "Call my name. Like, I dare you. Call my name." She's like, "Katya, you're wearing mascara." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." She literally looks at me like this. And I'm like, "I'm literally not wearing any makeup. Like, sorry, I'm flawless." I'm kidding. She's like, I'm not wearing any makeup. She walks up to me, stares at me this close. And I'm like, "I'm not wearing any." And she puts her finger like under my eye and she goes, "Blink." And I'm like, "Back up." So I blink because I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, bite her? No, I'm gonna blink. So I blink and she goes, walks back to her chair and sits down. And I'm like, "That's right." Along with no makeup, you couldn't wear any hair accessories. You could wear like a ponytail and a headband, but that was basically it. And you couldn't wear any earrings that like dangled. One day it was like a spirit week day and I wanted to like put a feather in my hair, like the clips, like the feather clip. And like I walk into school with this feather clip in my hair and my teacher is like like so shocked. The principal walks in and she goes, "Katya, can I talk to you?" And I'm like, oh my god, it's a feather. So like I walk out and she goes, "You know you can't have that in your hair." Like where does it say that? Like, where does it say I can't put a clip in my hair? And she's like, "You know, there's not supposed to be anything dangling from your face. Like, it's distracting." Feathers were so in. Feathers were a thing. And I was like, can I please wear the feather clip in my hair? Like, you've taken my silly bands. You've taken everything from me. You've taken my white trimmed socks. Like, please. Another day I wore hoops to school. "Katya, can I talk to you for a second?" You're not supposed to wear hoops. One day it was Halloween and I literally wore like spider web earrings because I'm like, festive. "No, Katya, you're not supposed to wear that. Katya, you know you're not supposed to wear that. Katya, you know you're not supposed to wear that." And I literally got detention every day. Like, for my earrings being too dangly, for feathers in my hair. Like one feather clip. And you couldn't even see it because my hair was so puffy and gross. Like, you couldn't, like, it ate it. Another fun thing that happened was, since this was a Catholic school, we had a mandatory religion class, which was fine. Like, you had to take like Catholicism, whatever. I didn't care. But my school was illegal. Like, in every way. Just in every way was illegal. So we had like an order. Every day we do the same order of classes with the same teacher. So like, it was like English, math, whatever. So in English, you know the Wordly Wise books? You guys remember the Wordly Wise book? She'd literally spend 10 minutes reading the word and definition, and there were only like 10 words on each chapter. She'd spend 10 minutes reading and she's like, "Okay, your homework is all the exercises, whatever. Now open your religion books." And we're like, well, not we, because I was the only non-Catholic at my school, believe it or not. The only one. Actually, me and my brother in the entire school. I would be like, I just want to learn English. Like, sorry. She'd be like, take out your religion books. And we're like taking it out. And we're like doing a chapter of religion. I was like, okay, like maybe she'll come back to English when religion is supposed to happen. Because it's not now. Because we're supposed to be doing English for an hour. And then like science will roll around. I don't know if this is controversial, but science will roll around. She's like reading the book, teaching us science. She's like, yeah, this. Except you guys know that's not true, right? And I'm like, what is this on the test? Like, what do you mean it's not true? Like, the book's lying? I don't understand. She's like, well, you know, like, this is religion. Like, this is faith, not science. You know, like, faith is more important than science. And I was like, I mean, are we... I'm confused. Like, it's talking about gravity. Like, I don't know what you're saying. So then she'd lecture us on religion. And I'm like, I've just had 2 religion classes today. And it's not even religion class yet. Every class would slowly turn into religion class. It's at the point where I just don't have 8th grade science or 8th grade English or like 8th grade reading, because they're just all religion now. Like, it's at the point where when I moved to California to start high school, they were like, oh, like, what science did you do last year? And I was like, religion. They're like, no, like physical science, like what, earth science, like what science? And I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't have a science class. What English did you do last year? I read a Word Lewi's book for 10 minutes every day. Like, does that count? Like, I just didn't have that education because every class slowly morphed into religion, which is illegal. How do you go without teaching 8th graders English for a whole year? Like, that is illegal. Also, our lunches were just illegal. Like, everything in the school was illegal. There's just one lunch, right? We're poor. Like, the school is obviously poor. Like, the lunch we get is like shipped in from the jail. Like, that's our lunch. There's 3 rotations of lunch, basically. There's the 3 chicken nuggets this big that aren't cooked. Like, literally not cooked. Like, they're soft, but like soft, like squishy, like red, like soft. And then like uncooked fries. So uncooked nuggets, 3 uncooked nuggets, no matter like how tall you were, no matter like how old you were. Like, a 4th grader would get the same lunch as an 8th grader, and it would be this, like, these 3 uncooked nuggets, then uncooked fries, and then some sort of like uncooked vegetable. Basically was our lunch. And the bathroom attendant who gives me detention every day would also be like the lunch watch person, I don't know, like, and they rotate. But when it was her day, she'd literally go to everyone and be like, better finish that. And I'm like, it's not cooked. Like, she'd go to everyone and be like, better finish all your food. Like, you're not allowed to go to recess unless you finish your food. And then she'd get to me. Like, I hated her, and she knew it. Like, she knew I hated her. Like, I'd give her attitude by the time of 8th grade because I had 4 years of her like giving me detention every day. Like, I'm for no reason, and I'm done. So she comes up, she's like, you better finish all of those. And I was like, I would if they were cooked. And she was like, they look fine to me. And I was like, yeah, but they're pink, and like, I don't want to die today, so like, I'm not gonna eat them. And she's like, then you're not going to recess. And I was like, then I'm not going to recess, but I'll be alive. Literally, she's like, okay, if they're not done, you're not going to recess. So like, she turns around, and like, you're not allowed to get up during lunch. Like, you're not allowed to stand up. You're not allowed to go to the bathroom. You're not allowed to get water. Like, you're not allowed to stand up until you're done. I stand up, I walk over to the trash and dump it in the trash. And she's like, that's it, detention, like, you waste food, like, whatever. And I was like, okay, like, I'm alive, I really don't care. From that point on, when I saw those uncooked nuggets, I would bring a lunch from home every day. And this was a trend. My friend still got lunches from the school, and one day there were like hamburgers, which is like rare. Like, whoa, a hamburger, that's so fancy, right? So we got a hamburger, and she literally bites into it, and it's red, like red. And then she like tells the person, and like, everyone's eating this hamburger. Like, you don't get choices in food. Like, everyone's eating the same thing. So like, she like tells the person, which isn't like the mean one, she tells this other teacher, and she's like, my hamburger is red. It's not cooked inside. It's really not. And she's like, oh yeah, like, don't eat that. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, don't eat that. And like, meanwhile, everyone else is eating that. She's like, yeah, like, just don't eat that. And she's like, what do I eat for lunch? Like, is there something else I can eat? And she's like, like, no, that's it. But like, I wouldn't eat that. And so like, all of our friends are like rationing our food to give to her because she's gonna starve. Everyone else is eating this raw hamburger, and we're slowly telling people like in our grade, because that's the only people we can talk to. If we talk to any other tables, we'll get detention. So like, and each grade has a table. So we're talking to our table, and we're like, don't eat the hamburger. Don't eat the hamburger, like, don't do it. So So basically our whole grade just didn't eat lunch and everyone else got sick, I bet. Like, I don't know, but I'm guessing they got sick. That's my school cafeteria food. Whenever you're complaining about your school cafeteria food, remember this story, because when I went to California and I went to my fancy private school and they had like a salad bar and a sandwich bar and like real meat that's cooked, everyone was like, oh, this is so gross. And I'm like, I had 3 raw chicken nuggets the year before this, so like, I'm fine. One of my favorite middle school stories though. Remember that girl with a lot of makeup that never gets in trouble because her aunt is the principal? So there was a competition and it was a canned food drive. And if every single person in your class brought a can, like your class would get a prize. Your class would get a treat. I don't remember what it was. We were like, let's go. Like, I think it was 8th grade, so we were like, no, we can't let anyone else win. Like, we're the top of the school, whatever. So we're literally planning with everyone, like, okay, everyone's gonna bring a can or like, we're gonna kill you. Everyone bring a can. So we get there and this kid doesn't have a can and we're like, are you kidding me? We told you this yesterday. And we sat everyone down and was like, bring a can. But he's like, no, I don't have a can. So I was like, we can't win now. And then the principal's niece goes, I have an extra can, like, here you go, just so we can win. And he's like, okay, thanks. Somehow, I do not know how, like, I really don't know how, the principal comes in and was like, Katya and Danny, come here right now, like, so mad. And I was like, what? Like, what do we do? What? My earrings are short. There's no feathers in my hair. I have one bracelet on. My socks are white. I don't know what I did. So we walk outside and she's screaming at us. Screaming like, I know what you guys did. Like, you guys are cheating. Like, I know he didn't have a can and then both of you gave him one. So now all your class will win. Like, that's cheating. Like, that's not the point of the canned food drive. Like, you guys are selfish. Like, the whole point of the canned food drive is to feed people. Like, you just want the prize. Like, going off. And I'm like, your niece did this, not us. So we're telling her, your niece did this. Your niece did this. This wasn't us. Like, we saw her. We were there. She gave him the can. Don't you try to blame my niece. Like, whatever. Like, I know you girls. Like, I know you girls. I know this is what you girls do. Like, you girls are troublemakers. I just started laughing because I was like, if you know me, I was like, not. Like, my troublemaking was like wearing 2 bracelets. Like, that's what I did in middle school. Like, my troublemaking was not having my shirt tucked in while I was like upside down on the monkey bars. Like, that's me. So we're just literally repeating, we didn't do anything, your niece did. So she's like, yeah, my niece did? Like, let me bring out my niece and she can tell me. And she brings out her niece and we're looking at her. We're like, you better tell the truth, I swear to God. And then she's like, they're saying you did this. Like, did you do this? Like, I know you didn't do this, but like, did you do this? Like, I just have to ask. And she's like, no. And me and Danny were like, it's like we were friends, but I was like, this, She's like, no. And she's like, see, I told you my niece wouldn't do anything like that. Like, she's not like you girls. Like, she's not like you girls. She's not like you troublemakers. Like, she's a good girl. Meanwhile, her face is like beat with makeup. No shade to her though, love her. I'm like, okay, like, sorry, we didn't do this. And she's like, you guys just got your whole grade disqualified. Like, congrats, like, go back inside. Like, I don't want to look at you, like, whatever. So me and Tay are walking back inside and she goes, don't be like those girls, to her niece. Like, don't be like those girls. And then we're like, wow, that girl was a... I hated that principal. She was disgusting. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I have a lot of other middle school stories. If you guys want to hear, just let me know. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Tell me what you like, but it's never gonna change. So you do what you wanna do, and I'm not going home.